Okay. And what do you do to connect this audience and secure their loyalty? Maybe an example of one of the properties and what they do, and maybe a bigger picture example as well.
Sure. So within the collection, I think creating sort of different modes of communication has been very interesting. And being in the business for 22 years, it's very different. And so I can tell you that, we've got significant partnerships with entertainment companies, partnerships with traditional literary companies, and some of those social media type of communications have reached audiences much further than any type of paid media that we've done. And so I think from a collection perspective, making sure that you're not just advertising to people, but they're seeing you where they go and where they play and where they entertain themselves is really important. That's where Autograph wants to be. And then I think in the hotels, it's all about their own unique activation. So with almost 100 hotels, they're all their individual brand. They all have their individual story. And so we challenge those hotels to make sure that they're telling the story.
And how do you challenge them? Is it through the GM? Is it the GM's responsibility to create and then continue the story and adapt it as necessary, or is it coming from a mothership somewhere?
It's individual to the hotel. We require every hotel to really engage branding formally to make sure that their brand positioning, their brand architecture is clear. And then what I like to tell our owners and general managers is my job is to hold them accountable to whatever they said they're going to be. That's my role. And so, for example, if we're talking about the Press Hotel in Portland, Maine that just opened up, it used to be the Portland Press Herald building.
Sure.
And so Jim Brady and his team created a beautiful hotel there. Well, how do they make sure that they're pulling through the Portland Press story in the hotel? And through our guest surveys and our experiential audits, we can manage that. But it's really up to the hotel to execute against that. And I think if they don't do a good job, then their own guest scores and their own, ADR and those sorts of things will suggest that they're not doing a good job.
And how does Autograph help them achieve that identity? Is there anything that you guys do in the background to help them create a presence that is bigger than itself?
Hopefully, our job is really to amplify their message.
Okay, so they create the message,
They
and
do.
then it goes through your system, which is a powerful system.
Right.
And theoretically, and not even theoretically, in actuality, it's working quite well.
I think we're doing well with it. What we also have to do, though, now that the collection is nearing 100 hotels, is the customers now asking, in addition to the hotel story, what is the Autograph story?
Right.
And so we have to dial up perception of who Autograph is more and more these days.
But do you need to? In the sense that Autograph is just what an autograph is. It's
Right.
an
Independent, individual experience.
It
Right.
is. And so I think going upstream to what does it mean, bigger picture, maybe there is nothing.
Yeah, I think from our perspective, we just have to make sure that we're focused on 4-star, 4 and up. So Autograph is 4-star, 4.5-star. We have some 5-star hotels around the world. And so we just have to make sure we're maintaining that level from a quality of product perspective.
Right. And that's really the brand's job.
Yeah, and once we get there, to your point, the other stories should support themselves. What's great now with so many hotels is the consumer is now telling us and telling the hotels what they love about the Autograph experience or the Press experience or Cosmopolitan Las Vegas. And so now our general managers are talking to each other and saying, hey, here's how we're dealing with this situation and this customer profile, and this is the feedback. How does that work in a different part of the country?
Right.
And so that synergy now is taking off, which is very exciting.
For me, and someone who has followed Autograph since its inception however many years ago, I think it's absolutely brilliant in terms of how Marriott is able to, the power behind Marriott and its ability to give, we'll call independent hotel owners, this massive pipeline of support that in the independent hotel sector isn't traditionally there, right? It's sort of like one line in the ocean versus you bring in the power of the brand and all of a sudden it's amplified and you've got one line, but you may have 30 hooks on that line.
Right.
And so I think it's brilliant, and we're very appreciative of you guys coming and supporting us here at the ILC, and we hope that you will join us next year, and thank you again for your interview time.
Absolutely. Thank you, and good luck to ILC.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Julius.